I've noticed a problem with student laptop lists. A lot of laptops marketed towards students are either too cheaply made and will have you wanting to punch your screen when the loading wheel starts going at your project deadline, or on the flip side, they can be too expensive and unnecessarily overpowered to fit within a student budget. That's why today I'm breaking down the top 5 student laptops, including some surprising options that actually hit that sweet spot and over-deliver performance at their modest price points. And of course, links to all the best deals are in the description. We're starting off with Lenovo, a tried and proven brand among students and professionals. Their Lenovo IdeaPad 1 offers an excellent, affordable option for students or young professionals. It's going to hold up while you keep too many tabs open on your browser, sift through lecture recordings, and stream study playlists. The Lenovo IdeaPad 1 won't win any endurance awards, but it's dependable if you manage your day right. In real use, expect 5 to 6 hours of browsing, note-taking, and video calls, long enough for a typical class schedule. Keep brightness in check, and you can stretch it toward 8 or 9 hours during lighter tasks, like streaming or document work. And when you do run low, Rapid Charge Boost can give you about 2 more hours from a quick 15-minute plug-in, making it easy to top up between lectures without carrying the charger everywhere. It's not going to be a good option if you're dreaming of serious video editing or hardcore machine learning models, but if you just need something reliable that wakes up every morning ready to tackle papers, spreadsheets, and presentations, the IdeaPad 1 is a smart starter. And next is the Acer Aspire 3, which is still friendly on the wallet, but it feels a bit more grown up in size, speed, and keyboard. The 15-inch display means you can run a lecture video on one side and your essay on the other without squinting. Yes, it's a bit bigger in your bag. But if you're typing for hours or crunching numbers, the extra space is worth it. You can choose between a number of AMD Ryzen chips when purchasing the Aspire, and this is a bit better than you'd expect at the price point. They're all going to be able to juggle a dozen Chrome tabs, Spotify, and your Notes app without wheezing. It's not a gaming rig, but for day-to-day student life, it's comfortably fast. The 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB SSD are enough for school projects, though if you're editing video files, you'll want to step up in specs. Battery life is a quiet win here, around 8 hours of mixed use, so you can make it through classes and a library session before reaching for the charger. Plus, you get a full keyboard with a numpad, which can be a sneakily helpful feature for business, finance, and science majors. The screen quality is fine. Sharp enough for work, decent for Netflix, but not color accurate enough for design or photo students. Build quality is better than you'd expect at this price, with a clean, no-frills look. The bottom line is the Aspire 3 is for students who want a bigger screen, better typing comfort, and solid all-day performance without blowing past the $400, $500 mark. If portability is your #1 priority, look elsewhere. If you want a dependable, roomy daily driver, this is it. Now in the past, MacBooks were often too expensive to include in a budget student list, but Apple has really hit a sweet spot with their MacBook Air line, delivering huge performance for a surprisingly reasonable price. With baseline specs, you can get the latest model for under $1,000, sometimes as low as $799 if you find a good sale. In previous year models, of course, can be even lower, but still offer great performance. The base model still gives you that razor-thin, just over 2-pound design that makes you forget it's even in your backpack. It's silent, no fans humming, and the battery life is absurd. We're talking all day, dawn to dusk kind of battery. If you've ever had a laptop die in the middle of a lecture with no outlet in sight, you'll understand why this matters. Now on paper, the lowest spec version doesn't seem like it should be this good. It has the base M4 chip, modest unified memory, and the smallest storage option. But the efficiency of Apple's silicon means that even this entry-level setup handles note-taking, dozens of browser tabs, video calls, and light creative work like it's bored. For students in writing, business, or even light photo video editing, it's overkill in the best way. Like if you've seen or used the M1, M2, or M3 MacBook Air, here's the quick comparison. The M4 is faster, more efficient, and just a bit more future-proof. The jump from M3 to M4 isn't as dramatic as the leap from Intel to Apple Silicon, but it's enough to make multitasking smoother and give you a few extra years before you start feeling behind. If you want to save some cash, honestly, any of the M-chip series MacBook Airs should offer more than enough performance for most students. Of course, Apple will happily let you select more memory and storage. And if you plan on doing serious creative projects or want this laptop to last half a decade or more, bumping the memory, storage, and/or GPU can definitely be worth it. But if you just want a silky smooth, feather-light, dependable laptop for campus life, the baseline model is already excellent. All right, let's talk about the Asus Vivobook 14. the one in this lineup that really wants to win you over with its screen.
If you've been staring at matte, slightly washed out laptop panels for years, opening the Vivobook 14 with its OLED display feels like someone quietly upgraded your eyesight. Colors pop, blacks are inky, and text looks so crisp, you might actually enjoy reading that 50-page PDF. For students who like to unwind with Netflix or dabble in photo and video work, this is the machine that makes your screen time feel a little more premium.
Now, the Vivobook 14 isn't just a pretty face. Under the hood, you can spec it with modern Intel Core chips. Yet, even in its more affordable configurations, it's quick to open apps, juggle browser tabs, and handle your day-to-day coursework without drama. And there's a fast charging feature that can take you to about 60% battery in under an hour, which is perfect if you're hopping between the library and your next class. That said, the battery itself is decent, but not MacBook Air legendary. You can get through a normal day if you're mindful, but OLED panels can be a bit hungrier, so pack your charger just in case. On the bright side, the whole laptop stays comfortably portable and the build feels sturdier than you'd expect for the price. It's also got a few student-friendly touches, a privacy shutter for the webcam, a surprisingly comfortable keyboard for long writing sessions, and Wi-Fi 6 for smoother connections in crowded dorms. If you're a design student, a media major, or just someone who values a display that makes even spreadsheets look better, the Vivobook 14 is a strong contender. It's not aiming to be the most powerful or the longest lasting. It's aiming to make everything you look at feel just a bit more enjoyable. If the other laptops we've talked about are competing for style points, the V15 is showing up in work boots and getting straight to business. It's a straightforward 15-inch laptop with no gimmicks, just a solid build, a big enough screen to comfortably run 2 windows side by side, and a full-size keyboard with a number pad for anyone doing a lot of data entry, finance coursework, or statistics. Performance-wise, you can get it with up-to-date Intel processors that will cruise through essays, research, video calls, and even a bit of light creative work. It's not going to compete with the MacBook Air or a higher-end Windows machine in raw speed, but it's perfectly fine for 90% of the tasks a typical student throws at it.
Battery life is fine. Expect somewhere in the 6 to 8 hour range depending on how hard you push it. That means you can make it through a half day of classes without plugging in, but you probably want to bring the charger if you're on campus from morning to night. Where it really earns its keep is in practicality, plenty of ports so you don't have to live the USB-C dongle life, an easy to service design if you ever want to upgrade the storage or memory down the road, and a price point that leaves more room in your budget for, actual food.
The V15 isn't about flashy features or cutting-edge design. It's about being reliable, roomy, and ready for work. If you're the type who prefers a straightforward machine that you don't have to baby, this one will quietly put in the hours without complaint. If you found this helpful, give it a like. It really helps the channel, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next guide. Thanks for watching, and good luck in all your classes.